Hello, everyone. Welcome to TV Literate, the podcast that unapologetically enjoys trashy TV. I'm Jillian.
And I'm Megan.
And we're here, y'all.
We're back. We're back at it again.
Yeah, we're here finishing up the Bates.
We are finally. I feel like we've been covering the season forever because we had to take a break in the middle of it. But yeah, we're finally finishing up season 8 of Bringing Up Bates.
God, it's going to be so good.
It's going to be good. I feel like we have a lot of fun, satisfying things to talk about to end this season on. So.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
Big time.
Big time.
But before we get into all that, Jillian, what have you been watching lately?
Oh, my God. So I know all I ever watch now is Survivor. But I'm in Survivor still. We're in season 9. We went back around the horn because we started at 15. So yeah, we're in season 9. I think we just finished that season. So we're going to be on the new one.
Nice.
Other than that, we watched the new Doctor Strange movie, which wasn't that bad. Mm-hmm. And we watched the Bob's Burgers movie, which was
nice.
Cute, but kind of depressing.
Well, yeah, okay. That sounds like a Bob's Burgers movie, I think.
Yeah, Bob's Burgers is sometimes a little too true to life.
Too on the nose, but,
Yeah. But, yeah, that's pretty much all I've been watching. I've been reading books again, still.
Hell yeah.
I'm still reading books. I just want to read trashy fantasy and sci-fi for the rest of my life and not think about the world.
That sounds amazing. I love that for you.
Thank you. I'm feeling pretty blessed that I have the concentration to read a book right now.
Yeah, that's a lot, honestly. In this day and age, that is a lot.
I mean, I barely got 20 books last year, for the whole year. Yeah. And this year I'm already at 28 or something.
Yeah, I've been reading the same book for forever, and I read 2 pages at a time and then I get distracted.
Yeah. I just stop reading books if I put them down more than twice.
Yeah.
Without making progress. Mm-hmm. Now, because I'm just well, clearly I'm not that invested.
Right.
I'll move on.
There's more. There's way too many books out there to read a book that you're not fully invested in.
Yes. Agree. Mm-hmm. Agree. Life is too short for books you don't love.
Exactly.
What have you been watching, Megan?
What have I been watching? Oh, okay. So the one thing that we have been watching is season 2 of The Only Murders in the Building, which is ongoing. It's weekly. Nice. So we watched, I think there's 3 episodes out now, and it's on, actually I think tonight, I think there's a new episode. Oh my God. That's exciting. And that's just a fun, cozy kind of show.
Yeah. Cozy mystery.
Both of us enjoy. And then really, I really want to get invested in something. I really need something to live for. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I decided to do something that I've been hesitant to do, and I'm still not sure if I'm in it or not fully. But I'm following along with this season of Big Brother for the first time ever.
Oh my God.
And I kind of hate it so far.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the consensus of everyone who likes Big Brother. Is most of it, you're just this is the worst.
I mean, this whole podcast is based on watching shows that we also hate. So, yes. I mean, I feel like that, I'm preaching to the choir here. But yeah, I'm not really sure. There's only been 2 episodes out. And there's the thing with Big Brother is that it stresses me out because it's so much. There's 3 episodes a week, and then there's live feeds because it's all happening right now. So right now I'm just kind of dipping my toes in and just watching the episodes. I'm not really getting into the live feeds so much because I just get panic thinking about it. Yeah.
I don't want to watch 24 hours of people.
No.
I have other shows I want to watch.
Exactly. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm trying though. I really want to get into something. I've found that it is good for my mental health to have a show to look forward to or something. It's a good thing for me. So I'm trying with Big Brother. We'll see how it goes.
Well, I have faith in you.
Thank you.
Don't know if I have faith in Big Brother.
I
but
don't
I know you'll
either.
Find something.
Yeah, you know what? It's fine. All right. So like we said, we're gonna finish up the last few episodes of Bringing Up Bates season 8, and we finally get to talk about Carlin's wedding. Thank God.
Oh my God. I know. I texted you before I watched them, and I was I'm so afraid that it's going to be the first episode of the next season.
No, there's been, I meant to do this before, but I just remembered that right now. But there have been so many lead up episodes to this wedding, compared to other weddings too. I wonder how many episodes were spent devoted on Carlin wedding as opposed to like Tori's or Michael's or whatever. I'll have to go back and do some math, but it's been so many episodes and so much talk on Carlin's wedding that I was so relieved that we finally got to actually experience it.
And like none of them were like good, or like how like a lot of shows that have weddings on them go, where it'll be like, oh, they're doing like crafts at home to start doing the decoration for the wedding. Here it's just like, oh, I forgot that we needed a venue and my wedding's in 30 days.
Yeah, it's always like, I have no idea what's happening, but my wedding is, you know, in like a month and a half, and that's not really how you want to go about planning your wedding unless you want like a really stressful time, which no thanks.
No, I don't know. They just love suffering.
They really do. They really do. But before we get into the wedding is the last episode. We'll talk all about that. The first episode we're going to talk about for today is called Baby Mamas and Bridesmaids Drama.
God, this was the worst. This was so the worst, because it's just like Kelly and Whitney go to lunch and they're like, oh, we're going to plan Carlin a graduation party. And then all of a sudden fucking Whitney gets a call from Dr. Vic that's like, here's the gender of your baby that you haven't told anybody about. And Whitney's like, P.S. I'm pregnant. And they're like, oh my God, let's just announce it at Carlin's party that we're surprising her with. Like,
yeah, it's just a lot. It's also like, if you've kept a secret for so long, which I fully understand her doing that. If we remember correctly, Whitney had a miscarriage previously, and so like I definitely understand not telling a lot of people, even close family, but like for sure. if you've waited this long, you could wait a little bit longer, like let Carlin have her party, and then like you could send everyone a text or something. Like
you don't just, I guess it's just always at the next family get together, we're going to announce all of our announces,
which we'll get into that more later too. But
oh my God, every fucking time.
I know, it's so bad. I don't know. It's bad. So yeah, they're planning this graduation party for Carlin because she's graduating. I don't know do we know what her degree is in?
I think like elementary education.
Yeah, I think I think that she was.
I think she's like the only one who actually has a bachelor's degree, and I think it's like education, which good, I guess, for her kids.
Yeah, definitely, sure. I guess she's a lot more qualified than Kelly is, so that's good.
Yep.
So they're planning to do a graduation party, even though this is like literally like wedding time. And like Evan can't even come to this party because he has no time off because he's taken all his time off for the wedding, which is
and
like
Carlin's like, I'm too busy for a party, and is still like, but fine, like, no, we're gonna celebrate you even if you don't want
it seemed like they were just like stressed out and didn't want to, like, maybe get her a cake and like some flowers and be like, hey, congrats, but like the real celebration is gonna be like your wedding, and we can celebrate like all your accomplishments at your wedding too. But you know, whatever,
we could wait until after the honeymoon.
True. Yeah, it's like you're still going to be a college graduate in like a month.
Yeah, it's still going to be the summer.
Exactly.
Or whatever time it is now. Mm-hmm. Like, there's only like 4 weeks from then to the next then.
Right,
I don't know.
Exactly.
It's wild.
So they plan on announcing the baby and the gender at this party. And Zach doesn't know the gender and doesn't know that she knows the gender either. So, great.
Yeah, I don't know. It was such a fucking setup.
It was, and I hated it. Okay, so then we get a little clip of Josie, and they're moving, which I think didn't they just move into their first apartment, and now they're moving into another apartment that has 2 bedrooms because she's pregnant.
Yeah, because she immediately got pregnant. The first time they had sex.
Yeah, it's like, this was not, like, you guys did not plan things out very well at all.
No, I don't think that they... Honestly, I'm not entirely sure that any of the girls understand how babies get made.
Ooh, I hate that.
So, like, until, like, their wedding day, where their mom probably takes them aside and is like, here's a little book.
Here's a diagram.
Weird things. Yeah, and it'll be like, okay. And so then it's like, you don't know if you're going to get pregnant immediately. You don't know, like, how to not get pregnant. Even, like, the okay ways that are okay with Christianity, like rhythm and whatever. But, like... What the fuck?
Yeah.
Just poor children. These children having children.
I know. It's so bad. And I feel like these things, like them having to move because they moved into a 1-bedroom apartment, like it's just proof that like they're not thinking these things through at all.
No. And they're not getting any time to like appreciate being married.
Yeah, not at all. Like she literally got pregnant like the first month that they were married. Like that cycle, she got pregnant. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay.
I don't know.
But anyway, so Josie is having her friend Samantha, who we've seen in another episode, decorating their first apartment, come over to help decorate the nursery for baby Willow.
I just these are all just bad decisions. I feel like you could have waited your lease out too and just had a baby in a crib in a room with you or with the living room or wherever is most convenient to do night feedings. Right. And then move at the end instead of making your pregnant wife unpack your whole house.
Yeah. Typically the baby doesn't really use the nursery that much when it's first born. Maybe that's where you keep all the baby stuff, but baby typically sleeps in the parents' room in a bassinet or whatever for a lot of the time. So yeah, they definitely could have adapted and just moved in the fall when their lease was up. And she had
once everything's a little more settled, but they're no, while we're pregnant, while we're freshly married, and while Kelton's working,
it's
good luck.
They love to stress themselves out. That's just the bottom line.
Yeah, I'm glad that they have good friends that help them, though.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, they were all talking about what the nursery was going to look like, and everyone was betting that there would be no pink and that it would be just all neutrals, which wasn't very far off from the end. There was a little hint of pink every now and then, but it was mostly just very Instagram boho neutral aesthetic.
Very Bates Sisters boutique.
Definitely. That is the truth.
Yeah, I don't know. They were all just so offended by her not having pink. It's but she's having a girl.
Yeah,
and it's okay.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean they need to be pink.
I know. It's really fine. It really is. The baby will be fine without pink in the nursery. I promise.
Babies don't really even understand color. So they're fine.
It's fine. They're useless until they're, I don't even know, but they're useless at that age.
Yeah. They're just they're seeing everything for the first time. They don't even know what color is.
Exactly. But we did get the classic Bates line. This is a lot more complicated than I thought, from both Josie and Kelton when they were putting together the crib. So you got to have that at least once in a set of episodes of the Bates that you hear that phrase.
Oh yeah, every episode of ours.
Yes.
So it's every 3 episodes of theirs. Wow, this is harder than I expected.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe expect things are going to be harder from now on because you say that every
time. Maybe research something before you do it.
Right.
Google it. Watch a YouTube video. Something.
For real, though. Preparation is great, but it's not something that's in the Bates vocabulary, unfortunately.
No. Hard pass.
So then we move on to the graduation party. Carlin says it feels very surreal to be done with school, but she's talking about this as if oh yeah, I'm graduating school, but my focus is on my wedding in a couple days. This is great, but I don't really care that much because I'm getting married in a week.
Well, I mean, the degree was just the backup plan for if
she
didn't get married.
She got the MRS degree coming up. That's the real end goal.
Oh yeah. I mean, because she's not going to use that degree.
Yeah. God.
Well, other than for their own children. Which...
Yeah. I mean, yeah, but let's come on now. So they Kelly and Whitney planned this whole convoluted, really dumb gender reveal thing, which they made so much more complicated than it had to be.
Yeah, they were let's put it in coffee cups, and then we'll have 2 coffee cups, and we'll switch it so you won't know the gender. And it's just why not just have some of the confetti and hide it somewhere and put it in your fucking pocket or something.
Or just I don't know. They were she has to carry it around all day, but it's going to look suspicious because she doesn't usually carry around coffee. And it's guys, nobody cares. Just
nobody notices.
Yeah. But they do end up, how they set this up is they do, which I hated how they set this up because they started it with let's do a couple of praises for Carlin. And so we go around and we have a couple people talking. Lawson says something. Callie is sobbing while she's
losing another mother.
Her. Yeah, which is heartbreaking. And then we get over, I guess, Kelly basically forces Zach to be and Zach, don't you have something you want to say? And then they announce that she's pregnant. And then Kelly throws pink confetti all over them and they scream it's a girl. And Zach looks shocked.
Yeah, shocked and kind of mad.
Yeah.
Even in the talking head, he's kind of upset that, Kelly knew before he did.
Which I get.
Yeah. You made that baby. It's your baby. You can feel however you want about the knowledge of the baby.
Yeah, I feel I would be... kind of upset with my wife if they went like behind, because he didn't even know that she was like going to know this information.
Yeah.
So I would be kind of upset that like, yeah, they went and planned something and she like told somebody in my family who is notorious for not being able to keep secrets before me, the father of the baby. Yeah. It was a little weird.
Hard pass. I don't know. But whatever.
But it's a girl, so.
It's a girl. Yeah. I don't know. They were just like trying to give Carlin some advice at the end where they're just like, try not to rush things, da 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 da. And I'm like, literally, all of you have like 3 kids by the time you're 30. If that's not rushing things, then I don't know what is.
Your whole family is the epitome of rushing things.
Yeah. And then just continuing to do them forever.
Yes. Just constant stress. All the way down.
God. Yeah. I don't know. It's a lot.
It is. So, since we're just a couple weeks out from Carlin's wedding, Miss Renee, our faithful and lovely Miss Renee, is coming into town to do some bridesmaid's dress fitting and work and stuff.
This is the first taste, the first hint that we get of what this wedding is going to be like.
Mm-hmm.
And wow.
This was such a chaotic scene.
It was so chaotic. All the dresses are different and like kind of a weird purple color, except for Erin gets a mint green one because I guess she's maid of honor.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, the color palette was interesting because she had said it was different shades of pastel, which is kind of true, but it's like different shades of pastel purple.
Yeah, it was just different shades of purple with one mint.
Yeah.
And 12 bridesmaids.
Yeah, which I thought they said that she was only having 6. We made a comment in the last episode because she said they were having 6 on each side. Yeah. And I was like, oh, that's such a reasonable number of bridesmaids for Bates. But no, she's having there's going to be 12. 24 people in their bridal party.
I just can't even imagine.
I don't even know 24 people.
No, I don't know. I don't like 24 people.
That's definitely true.
Yeah. I like 5.
Yeah, for sure.
But, God, I don't know. They're all really bad. Mm-hmm. None of the dresses seem to really fit. I feel like they all just kind of got them from Azazi or something where it's just you get what you get.
Yeah, and Miss Renee definitely has her work cut out for her because she has lots of tailoring to do on many different dresses.
Yes. Erin's dress was too low cut. Somebody's dress was like too big. Mm-hmm. Somebody's was too small. And then Whitney is going to be more pregnant.
Yeah.
So that's a whole nother aspect of this, is that in 6 weeks, Whitney's going to be a different size than she is right now.
Right. Yeah. But I don't even know. So after they try on the bridesmaids' dresses and figure out all of the work that Miss Renee has to do, they try on Carlin's dress, and she's very nervous.
Yep.
But she comes out with the dress and she's so happy with it.
So stoked. I think it looks so different than what it did initially, because they made we were talking about this before we started recording, but the under layer, Miss Renee changed it so that you could tell that it wasn't Carlin's skin, because God forbid you think it's her skin under there.
God forbid. God.
Lord forfend.
Yeah.
I don't know. So then it has it looks like it has a tank top under it. It is different shapes. I don't know. It was weird. It wasn't as magical as it was when she first tried it on.
It was definitely Batesified. Let's find minuscule things that don't actually affect the modesty of the dress and pretend like they do, and then fix them and make the dress uglier. Mm-hmm. I think that's just how they do things on the Bates farm.
That's true. That's very true. And then we got the other Bates phrase that they always say. Girls always like hair up. Guys always like hair down.
God. That just reminded me so much of the conversation Nathan was having with, I don't remember which one of the sisters it was. And it was so bad. It was so bad.
Oh, yeah. When it's no, your hair looks bad. And you're like, no, shut up. Just it's fine.
Yeah.
You don't critique someone's hair on their wedding day.
No, you should wear your hair however you want. But everyone is trying to convince Carlin to wear her hair down, which Carlin does have very pretty long hair. So I get that. Yeah. But also just do whatever you want. Yeah.
She could also make a really cool updo with it.
Yeah.
And have a whole different silhouette and vibe.
Yeah.
Definitely. But I think up would have been way more elegant. because she wanted elegant.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think this is one of those weird things, like how the Duggars are always like, well, men love women's long hair. They love for their hair to be long.
Yeah,
It's just like this weird family preference that has somehow turned into a thing.
Yeah, it's definitely like the your hair is your crowning jewel, so you should show it off type thing, and you like can't cut your hair. It's giving bad vibes for sure.
Yeah, let them see your hair to see how fertile you are.
Ew. Oh God.
Good hair, good loins.
All right, do you have anything else to say about this episode, or can we just move along?
Nope, that's
okay.
it.
Okay, so the next episode is called Home is Where the Heart Is.
Oh, is it?
Is it though? So Michael was accepted to nursing school in Tennessee, and so they've officially moved back home. Mm-hmm. And it's also the week of Carlin's wedding, so you got to make it as stressful as possible and have to move back the week of and have your family help you move in.
Yes, especially because Michael moved into the house and Brandon's still in Chicago because he still had work and stuff to do. So like, what are we doing here?
I don't know. I feel like
I feel like we could have just pushed everything a week and it would have made it easier for everyone.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, it's once again they got to rush into things. That's their motto.
Got to get home now.
Yes. Yeah, they have some of the family members helping them move in, and they're talking about how excited they are to have Michael and Brandon back. And Michael is already getting recruited into basically working for Kelly, including doing tutoring after she's already gone to school herself, coming home and then tutoring her siblings.
Yeah, and Michael sews as a business too.
Yeah.
So like
she's busy. She's going to be busy when she gets into school, especially. Yeah. And also I just want to tell Kelly, like, if she needs help with tutoring, you know that there are like public schools that can help with that.
Yeah, I've heard that there are schools. I mean, even if you really want to split the difference here, there are religious schools.
Oh wow, but you have to spend money on those, and I don't think they'll allow Gil to trade tree jobs for tuition. But I don't know, they might be different in Tennessee.
You never know. It's Tennessee.
True.
There's a lot of churches, and I'm sure a lot of church schools.
Yeah, honestly, I'm sure that they can make a deal somehow.
But yeah, this is like horrifying and mostly depressing, but also harkens back to the Duggar family, where Jana is gonna raise the rest of the kids because parents are too tired, and I think that's what's gonna happen to Michael. Yeah, Michael has big Jana energy, but it's interesting because they're they're very similar in a lot of ways. Are they both the oldest girl? Is Michael the oldest, or is Aaron? Michael is older than Aaron. Yeah. Okay. So both Michael and Jana are both the oldest girl. And then, so Michael's married, but Jana's not, but Michael cannot have babies, so she might as well not be married in their eyes, I guess. Yeah, she's not fulfilling her mother's role or woman's role as being a mother, so she must mother her youngest siblings. Hate that. And I'm sure she'll get recruited by her sisters to do stuff for their kids. Oh yeah. She's gonna be everybody's little bitch. Yeah, I feel. I don't mean that meanly. I just mean like she's gonna be at everyone's beck and call. Like, oh, you don't have kids, right? You have time. And it's just gonna be like Barb after Barb. I feel awful for Michael, and I think the part that I feel the worst about is that she's like so happy to do all this. You know what I mean? Like she doesn't see like how much she's being taken advantage of, essentially. Yeah, it's the same kind of feeling I get with like Lydia Plath. Like, yes, yeah, she. In order to like preserve her mental health and be happy, she just had to buy wholehearted into the bullshit. Right. Yeah. And that's what's her life is going to be. Yeah. I don't know. Ugh. It's kind of a bummer, but it is for sure. Maybe it'll be okay. Maybe she'll find joy in it and whatever. Hopefully. I don't know. It sounds awful and stressful to me, but I'm not made for the Bates lifestyle, so. No. I mean, maybe you're just, like, grown different around 19 siblings all the time. Like, you're just like, oh, well, it's too quiet. Gonna freak out. Hate that. Yeah, I don't like it. But, the other thing is Michael did volunteer for the tutoring. That she's gonna come over every day between 3:30 when she gets out of nursing school to 5:30 when Brandon gets home. Like, when are you gonna have any time for yourself, though, dude? You don't need time for yourself. All you need time is for Jesus. That's true. Good point. Good point, Jillian. Also, isn't nursing school for herself? Oh, good point. Yeah, definitely. She should be grateful that they're letting her go. Yeah, you should. You're letting you leave the house, okay? I wonder if she's actually going to become a nurse, because this is only 2019, so she may not have gotten done yet.
I know she's finished, I think, but I don't think
she
has been working. I don't know if she plans to. I don't know. We'll see.
Maybe she won't get the vaccine.
I mean, yeah, maybe. So moving on, it's a week before the wedding, and Evan is in town to do some last minute wedding stuff and also to work on getting their house together. And Evan and Carlin have rented that awful house that we talked about.
The family friend's house that Michael and Brandon were like, oh, it's so small and old.
Yeah, so I guess it's not too small and too old for Evan and Carlin. But yeah, I mean, I guess that makes sense because I think they would probably be happy to live anywhere together because they're just like so happy to finally get to fuck.
Yeah, they're just like anywhere with a bed.
Exactly.
Anywhere
just,
with a bed.
As long as there's room for a bed, we're good.
Yep.
So they're working on organizing all of the kitchen stuff, and I loved how like Evan recommended to put the pots and pans in like the little cabinet directly next to the oven, which is where you would put pots and pans. And Carlin was like, "Oh my God, you are so smart. How did you think of that?"
And then she didn't know what a pan or a pot was.
Or a skillet.
There was a whole like pan pot semantic argument happening.
It was a whole
thing. Heads.
Mm-hmm.
It was so much.
And the young boys think that cookie sheets are only used for cookies. You can't cook anything else on a cookie sheet. Those are only for cookies.
One of the older middle boy, I can't remember if it was Warden, it probably was fucking Warden, who said, I don't care what they call it as long as they're cooking me dinner on it. And I was like, yeah,
sounds right.
That's how you end up with some kids who go to the insurrection.
Exactly. Yeah, that's tracks well for me.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Oh, and then, all of a sudden, it can't be, a scene with Evan and Carlin if they don't just randomly start singing in the middle of it.
Well,
here we learned that Evan and Carlin planning on singing a duet at their wedding that Evan is still in the process of writing.
A week out.
Yes.
Also, why can't you just do a duet of a known song?
Yeah, you don't need
to write your own song. You can just sing a known song. Like, just sing a hymn together or something if you want to.
Oh, yeah.
But
it was bizarre and it was so bad.
And they like don't even know the lyrics because the lyrics aren't even written. I don't know. It was so weird.
It was so bad. But they talk about how they don't want to just say their vows; they want to show them. That doesn't even make sense. You're still saying them if you're singing them. You're just annoying everyone else in the process.
Yeah, you're just melodically saying them.
Yes.
I can't imagine being their chaperone in this moment. Like, I can't remember which of the boys it was that was in the kitchen with them, but just like the amount of like, I'm not listening, I'm not paying attention, I'm dissociating from this moment.
Yeah, in general, even if the song or the situation is not that awkward, I find it very awkward when people start singing. I just I get so much like cringe but like hearing something like this being sung, I would literally like roll up to a ball and die.
Yeah, I would just pack myself in one of the boxes that the pans came out of.
Yeah, for sure. So then we move on to some boutique stuff. They're working on a photo shoot for the dress boutique. And again, this is the week of Carlin's wedding.
Yeah, this is insane. And also, like, I follow them with our like TV Literate account because I'm interested. And their dresses have gotten so much better because what the fuck is this dress that they are wearing in this? It's literally like stripe, like sailor stripe, like navy blue and white stripes, and then on the bottom it's black and white polka dots.
Yeah, it looks like two different dresses that were like caught in an accident together. Yeah, it's just not good. No,
it's very bad, but whatever, I guess.
But so they have Kelly and some of the sisters, whoever they could find, modeling dresses. And they talk about how awkward it is to model, and how they don't know what to do with their hands, which I get. Yeah, I get that. I would be such an awkward model.
Oh yeah, no idea what to do with my hands. Like anytime I have to take professional photos, I'm just like,
where do these go?
I'll put them up above my head. I don't know. Pockets? Should I just like tie them behind my back? I don't know.
And then of course they're doing some like casual wedding planning in the background during all this, which makes it all just so much more chaotic.
I know, it's like, hey, you want to start a new business and have a wedding and have a graduation party and graduate all in the same like week and a half?
No pressure at all.
No pressure.
So then we get to the end of this shoot, and Carlin calls Evan, and Evan sounded so fucking stressed out on the phone. He's so done.
He's so done, and he's so dumb. I don't know. Like, they are talking, and he's like, well, why isn't the Wi-Fi working in the house? And it's like, okay, you're the one in the house, sir.
Yeah, figure it out. I don't know. I'm at the boutique place. Like, we're just
call the Wi-Fi people.
Yes, they would probably know more than me. And then so they decide that they are going to get their marriage license again the week of, because they haven't done that yet. And I love how Carlin insists that they have to match to go get the marriage license.
I know, you got to get dressed up to go to the courthouse. Like, you're not even getting courthouse married. You are just filling out the paper. Form.
Yeah, but also I wonder if she thinks that like you get a picture taken like when you get your license, and then she's like, maybe we want to match and look really cute in our picture. And then I wonder how disappointed she was when it's literally just regurgitating information that you should know but you don't know, and getting a piece of paper that says you can get married.
Yep. It's so fucked up. This whole scene was so much.
It was so bad.
It starts out with Gil walking up to the courthouse with them and then pointing at the building and be like, you see, it says, in God we trust. That's the most important thing at the courthouse right there.
Oh, Lord help me.
I know. The 60s were a really bad time for America.
Yes. Also now.
Now. But yeah, like, that's when I feel like that's when the shit really started sliding downhill, and we've just been going.
It's just, steady pace downward. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I just wrote, Gil, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, mood for the whole fucking show, honestly. But like I said, this is just a couple of days before their wedding, and they didn't know that this was a thing that they had to do until their marriage or their wedding planner like reminded them, and they were like, oh, I guess that's something we have to do, which, that's kind of important.
Carlin says, I've never had to get a marriage license before. Like, well, that makes sense because you've never married before.
Yeah. And this will and since divorce is not allowed, this will be the only time you ever get one. So enjoy it.
Yeah, have fun signing that paper.
But so we get in, and the poor person working behind the desk has to deal with them because she's asking very basic questions. What state were you born? What state were your parents born? What's your social security number?
What's your father's name?
Yes. What's your father's name? And she gets literally all of them wrong. And thank God Gil was there to chaperone, because otherwise they would not have been able to get their marriage license.
No. It's so fucked up. Like, Carlin sincerely does not know her social security number, and Gil knows it. Like, Gil has 19 children and knows it. You are one person and you don't know yours. And then she's like, I don't even know why I need to know numbers. It's so lame. Like, I don't even know your phone number. And it's like, please write someone's phone number down and remember it, because if your phone dies and you're on like the side of the road and need to use somebody else's phone.
Also, she was just acting like it was crazy that like normal people have their social security number memorized, and it's like, that's something like when you write enough forms. Like for me, I learned mine so quickly because every time I go to the doctor, and I go to the doctor all the fucking time, I have to write it down. So then, of course, we get information that you get a discount if they do premarital counseling, which they did through Gil, I'm assuming.
Probably, because it can be religious or anything. It takes $60 off of a $100 payment.
That's crazy.
Is so fucked up that you could just be like, yeah, my priest told me that I'm good at marriage.
Yeah, and you sent me the form that showed like all the different like legitimate forms of counseling, and there were like so many. It's crazy. It's like, what does that do?
It's just like any representative from any religion can say that they
or like any like,
was, like
it's bizarre.
It was weird, and is very Tennessee that like somehow religious marriage counseling is gonna save them money on the divorce rate.
Yeah, I don't quite understand the logic there, but I mean, I don't know. I don't feel like also just like getting counseling is worth $60 you save. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, especially because it seems like quite a few of the premarital counseling people do it for money.
Yeah, so you have to pay them first.
Like, you pay them and then you take $60 off, and it's like, yeah, pre-marriage counseling is great, but like, I I don't understand the incentive here.
Yeah, obviously, like, if you think you benefit from pre-marriage counseling, like, I'm not bad mouthing that. Like, go for it. I'm
I
all
think
for
most
counseling.
straight people should have pre-marriage counseling because, like, asking, like, what do you feel about finances? How do you feel about children? Do you hate my parents? Like, none of those questions will ever be answered outside of a premarital counseling office until it, like, comes to a fucking head.
Yeah, definitely.
Sorry, straight people.
That's okay. I'll speak for all straight people, and I'll say it's okay. Okay. All right. Do you have anything else to say about that episode, or can we move on to the wedding?
I do have to say that Gil, after they signed all the papers, said, that don't mean she's yours yet. And it's like, cool, you're signing over your property.
I hate this. Hate it all. Hate it.
But hate you guys.
Definitely checks out. Sounds like something Gil would say.
Big time.
All right. So the final episode of season 8 is called A Wedding Worth the Wait.
Was it? Was it worth the wait?
Let's see.
Also, did they wait? It's like 3 months since they got engaged.
Yeah, it's really... Well, I think that they like reference how long of a courtship Carlin and Evan had, but it was only like a year and a half, 2 years. It was like a normal, so like slightly lower end of normal dating period, especially for their age. Like, they're literally in their 20s. Like, maybe if they were in their late 20s, sure, that's kind of like a long time.
Yeah, maybe. I think Carlin's like, what, 21?
Yeah.
So, like, if they've been dating for 2 years, like, she was under 18 before then.
Right. It's like, okay, guys, come on now.
Yeah.
So, of course, we start off things great by learning that Lawson is singing the song that they will be doing their dancing to at the wedding, which is just great for it.
Oh my God. Yeah. It's gonna be bad.
Yeah, what the song that he's singing is one that he wrote, and it is one that's going to be on his upcoming album.
Yeah, so for the dance, because he doesn't want it to just be too quiet with his guitar and the 1,000 people at the wedding, they're piping in the album backing tracks so that he can sing.
Thank God.
On top of them.
So we have this scene with Evan and Carlin practicing while Lawson sings, and first of all, Evan and Carlin only went to one dance lesson, which
I know. They went to one dance lesson and they're like, we're way more rusty than we thought. And it's like how are you rusty? You never learned.
Exactly. It's like, did you really think you knew how to dance from one dance lesson? And they had completely forgotten everything. They had to go watch a video that they had recorded of them dancing so they could remember what the steps were supposed to look like. It's like, okay, guys.
What a fucking nightmare.
So yeah, they definitely need some more practice sessions before the wedding if they wanna make it good, because they are quite rusty.
Yep, and it's just 2 days.
Great.
I did like that Trace was like so fed up with them in the like talking head or something. He was just like super judgy. I don't know. It was good.
It was a mood for sure. So then we get a Duggar sighting, which I don't know why I wasn't expecting this, because I knew that Joy and Carlin were like especially close, but I just forgot about it. And she just shows up. And they're out getting nails done, getting ready for the wedding.
Yep, and it's supposed to be Joy, Carlin, Aaron, and Tori, but Aaron and Tori are late baits.
Of course.
Always.
So, but they eventually do show up, and Carlin is just like so stressed out about everything. The duet mostly is like what's really weighing heavily, which like you don't have to do the duet.
No one's expecting that. No one says you have to. Don't do it.
No. And they also, so I guess Carlin had done a hair trial like earlier that day to figure out what they wanted to do with her hair. And so she showed pictures to Aaron and Tori, and they hated it, and they like made her change it.
Yeah, she said on the talking head, every time I get a trial, I love it. But then I show it to my sisters and they hate it. And I'm like, well, you're getting back what you gave.
Yeah. I mean, that is true. Like, she really has no room because she's always the one that's like giving her opinion where it's not needed. But, God, I could not handle this environment.
No, this is so like chaotic and competitive, and I don't know why. Like, I think, I mean, you're not even an only child, but I'm an only child, and I hate competition like that because don't do it.
Yeah, I have an older brother, and I cannot. I'm not a competitive person. I don't have like a competitive bone in my body. I just don't.
I guess you guys didn't have to fight for food like
most of didn't.
The fundy children have to do, since there's 19 of them.
Thankfully, my parents provided and paid attention to both of us. They're good parents. They're actually, that's just like bare minimum parents, but they are good parents in addition to that.
Yeah, that was like, that's the bottom bar of good parents, is like pays attention and loves and feeds.
Yeah, and doesn't like expressly favor one child over the other, like,
yeah, you know. Or make your children compete for your affection.
Yeah, thankfully I did not have to experience that.
No.
Can't say the same for these kids though.
No. God, so then they finally make her get her fucking flower crown. They decide that's her look, is a flower crown with her hair down.
This is like the day before the wedding or 2 days before the wedding. And they called, I guess, I don't know who was it that was doing her hair.
Kim.
One of Kelly's sisters, I think, and was like, oh, we need to do a flower crown. And she's like, I mean, I don't really have the stuff for a flower crown, so we're not going to do that. But yeah, it's like you can't just expect like this brand new added element that's going to take time to prepare and incorporate. Yeah. You can't expect that to just like be an okay thing to demand the day before your wedding.
And also, Carlin's wedding is all about quote unquote elegance and stuff. Like, a flower crown is boho, which is what all of the other girls have done for their weddings. It's like boho to rustic kind of stuff. Yeah. And this is like, she's getting married in a fancy ass winery with columns and plinths and shit. Yeah. Very fancy stuff. And she wants to do a dance and she wants it to be fancy. Yes. And they're like, do a flower crown. And I love a flower crown. Yeah. I did a flower crown, but it's not like the fancy vibe. It's not Cinderella.
Yeah, I love a good flower crown, but yeah, you'd think she'd go for more like a tiara or something like that if she wanted some type of hairpiece. But yeah, I don't know. But like, I just think that Carlin, and I'm sure probably a lot of the other siblings, like they don't know how to make a decision for themselves or make like choices for themselves because there's so many competing voices and they never learn to like listen to their own.
Yeah, or stand up for themselves.
Yeah.
Like you just, even if you want something, you don't
it's like,
fight for it because it's not godly or kind or whatever.
Hate it.
Hate it.
So then we get some duet practice. Carlin and Evan are meeting up with Evan's brother-in-law, Daniel, to practice their duet. And thankfully, Evan has decided to make a backup plan in case Carlin is too emotional to sing, which I feel like is probably a pretty good bet.
Yes, but maybe they should have had a backup plan for him crying.
Yeah, that's good point. Good point.
Carlin doesn't know the words, the harmony, the tune, anything. Bad. This song was literally just finished. Like,
yeah, it's like if you want to do a full-on duet at your wedding and you want to write that duet, that needs to be something you prepare for weeks, months in advance.
Yeah, like you got to do it like a month before the wedding, so then you have a month to like
learn it, practice it, perfect it. Exactly.
Yeah. But no, 24 hours.
Everything is as stressful as it possibly can be.
Yeah. God.
So then we're moving on to the rehearsal. We're at the venue, the Colony venue, and it's absolutely scorching hot.
Yeah, 94 degrees. Who'd have thunk it at an outdoor wedding?
I know, right? In Tennessee in like May. Come on now.
Yeah.
There's just like a million bridesmaids and groomsmen just everywhere. They have to figure out how to position them.
Yeah, and they were just kind of like standing around as like couples in places, which was weird.
It was bizarre.
The only thing that I had to say about the rehearsal was just my constant point of it's so fucking weird that you just don't kiss before you get fucking married.
Yeah, it's bizarre. It's so weird. And it's weird that it's weird to me that you would want to have a moment like that in front of everybody. Your first time.
Absolutely not. No. I don't want my parents to see me kiss.
No.
I don't want my grandparents to see me kiss.
It was weird enough at my wedding when it wasn't like so sexually charged and weird because like we'd kissed before. Spoiler alert, I know that makes me a whore, but I'd kissed my husband before I married him.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and like when, you live together, etc., people know and like
people can connect the dots. We share a bed, y'all.
Regular like PDA like closed mouth kiss is not weird to do in front of family. Like if you're like, oh, I gotta leave this family function, okay, bye, like whatever, like no, this is like, no, we're gonna make it high pressure, we're gonna make everybody watch it.
And just like the amount of sexual tension because this is like the first, they've been like waiting so long to do it. It's like so awkward to do that in front of your entire family and all of your friends.
Oh my god, I would die.
I would die too.
I guess it's just kind of like the bad old days in like feudal England and whatever, where like the lords and ladies and stuff, when the lords got married, they would have the court watch the first intercourse.
Oh God.
Because to make sure that, they had consummated the marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. That's we're not far off from that, honestly. And I wouldn't be surprised if something like that happened and we just didn't know about it.
Yeah, it's probably like, oh yeah, you've got to have your pastor in the room with you to answer your spiritual questions.
Oh, God. Gross. Make sure she bleeds too.
Oh, hate it.
Hate it. So Evan's mom and sisters planned the actual dinner. They're having lasagna. And because it's not a Bates family planned event, it's actually planned very nicely and very well.
It's very pretty. Mm-hmm. It looks nice. It's air conditioned, which is always good.
Always good. So they do a bunch of speeches. Carlin gives a speech and she's sobbing before she gets like the first word out of her mouth, basically.
Oh yeah. Evan does a speech and he mostly cries because he's moving away from his family for the very first time.
Yeah.
Which, dang.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's again, we've talked about this a lot, but it's a lot for at once.
Yeah, like they make you do so many changes. Like everybody else just moves out and kind of learns how to like live your life as an adult by yourself with like a fallback in college and beyond. And no, these are like, nope, you're going to get married, you're going to have sex, you're going to have your first kiss, you're going to move into your own place, and you're going to have to support one other person. Good luck.
Yeah, fuck that. No. Like I genuinely really value all of the experiences that I had in my early 20s with like living situations, because I've had kind of like all the different, not all of them, but like lots of different living situations. I've lived with a roommate, a friend, I've lived by myself, I've lived with a partner like before we were married, and like I'm so glad that I got to experience all of those because I learned so much from each one of those. And I feel I feel like now that I'm living permanently with a person, I am glad that I had that time kind of like to myself and to like experiment and experience all of the different circumstances. And it's like crazy that they only get to like, they never get to live by themselves. They only get to live with people they're like literally bound by law to. Yeah. And it's bizarre. It was like interesting to see Evan have some like genuine, like he genuinely was getting like really emotional over the thought of like leaving home, which I get. Like I was really emotional when I moved out of home too, but like it's just crazy that it's all happening at once. I just feel like that's way too much emotional pressure at one time.
I remember what I was going to say. Doing life this way feels like that you're just setting up the couple who's going off to get married to get like trauma bonded, because like you're going to struggle. You're going to not understand how to pay rent or pay bills and have something shut off or whatever. Like all of these things that can go wrong, that do go wrong when you're living by yourself or when you're young and living with roommates. But like you don't have a family to support and like figure it out that way. You are just yourself, and you can fuck up yourself for a year or two and get back on track.
Right. Well, and then like on top of all that, you have like the first year of marriage for many people is the hardest. That's what I hear anyway. And I think that, especially that's especially true. Like I didn't, the only hard part of the first year of marriage for us was when the pandemic started. But like, that's because my husband and I lived together for multiple years before we got married. We were comfortable with each other. So like marriage wasn't that big of a difference. But like for them, it's like everything is changing at once. And so now you have to figure out how to live by yourself and how to be married at the same time. And that's just, no, that stuff like, no.
It's a recipe for disaster.
For sure. And then, of course, the parents give their speeches. There's just like a whole bunch of crying going on. You know how it is.
Yep. Kelly kind of says a weird thing. She's like, I just love wedding planning because then we talk so much. And it's like, you can just talk to your kids more.
Yeah, that was...
Like, I know that like kids oftentimes don't want to talk to you, but it was definitely like passive aggressive.
Yeah, there was a weird kind of like emphasis on that, on like being sad that the wedding planning is over because that means we can't, like, we spent so much time together, but now it's over. And it's like, that like the wedding isn't the only thing you have to like be excited about and like the only thing you can bond over.
Yeah, and also Carolyn's not dying or even moving away.
No, she'll just like literally be down the street.
Town. Yeah,
come on now.
You just can't show up unannounced all the time. Yeah, all the time, probably most of the time.
God, no.
Nightmare.
So it's finally wedding day. We're finally there. Evan arrives to Castleton Farms with his brother, Ethan, who I guess is his best man. And I know, like, we've talked about this in the last episode when they were, like, touring Castleton Farms, that they definitely, like, struck up a deal because they kept name dropping the venue. Like, they kept saying Castleton Farms. And I don't remember them doing that at, like, any other venue.
No.
It's like, it was just, like, so blatant.
Yeah, even Lawson was like, yes, Castleton Farms was a great venue. Which is fine. Get it, Castleton Farms. Sure. But also, like...
They didn't do a very good job at, like, being subtle about it.
No, it's like when they do the product placement for where they picked up, like, the big thing of food.
Oh, Cracker Barrel.
Cracker Barrel, thank you. I was like, Country Time? No.
Something like that. Something where they would eat. Yeah, they did that, and they did the Tyson chicken ads.
Which they're just so awkward. Which, I mean, I would be awkward as shit trying to do product placement in a reality TV show.
Yeah, awkward. Just like, that's not natural.
But Oak Express is.
So all the girls are getting ready together, and it's just so chaotic because of how big her bridal party is. There's just so much going on.
They seem to only have one hair and makeup, like one hair person and one makeup person for 12 girls.
I don't know how that's possible because I had 5 people in my bridal party. And we did hair and makeup, and we had one person do hair and makeup, and we literally had to start at like 7 a.m. and my wedding was at 5 p.m. So like I just don't know how the timing worked with all of that. I had 5 people. She has over twice the amount of people I have.
Yeah. And they all wanted probably more fuss stuff because they're more vain.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how they did it, but it was chaotic. That's all I know.
Yeah. I don't know. Carlin already starts crying during hair and makeup because again, you're changing your entire life.
Yeah, it's a lot going on today. They do some bridesmaids photos before the ceremony. And again, we see Callie is like really emotional because she's losing another mom. It's clear that Callie and Carlin have a close bond. I think Carlin is pretty close with all of the younger girls. And so I think that they were all kind of struggling.
It kind of makes sense because she's the elementary education person.
Definitely.
So I'm sure she did like all of their schooling for the past 4 years.
Great. Yes. Yeah. But it's like, it's sad. And it brings up a lot of like, I don't know, questions about the
I feel like you're just re-traumatizing all these young children over and over again.
Yeah. It's like
giving a shit.
This family structure does not work. It's not great for, at least if you want to like preserve your children's emotions.
Yeah. Yeah. You either all have to live together in a fucking cult commune to do this. So then nobody ever leaves.
Right.
Or
and we finally see that Aunt Kim did make the flower crown after all. I don't know how. I guess she had some like leftover flowers and just pieced it together, but
it looked not great.
It wasn't that great. Yeah.
No. If you want like a fancy, elegant crown, it was not that.
No. Yeah, it was just like a little ribbon with some flowers on it.
Yeah, it looks like what you get at the Renaissance Festival.
Very elegant.
So elegant. Love a good Ren fair.
So then we do a first look which I always think it's kind of weird to do a first look with your dad.
No, I know. I was like, isn't this what grooms do with brides? Like,
you're supposed to, but I don't know. Apparently it is a thing because I was asked by our photographer if we wanted to do a first look with my dad. And I was like, I mean, he can look at me. Like, I don't like, he's allowed to look at me. Just like, I don't want to make it an event. Like,
yeah. Like if you wanted to do like the first look she did, I think a little bit later with like the bridesmaids or like the whole like everyone involved in the wedding and you come out and you're like, look at my shit. And then it's like, ooh, so beautiful. That's fun.
Yeah. But, yeah. It was bizarre for sure. I was like, no, like I'll just go out and show my dad my dress. And like, if you want to take a picture of it happening, that's fine. But like,
yeah, we're not going to like do this turn around and wait. Like
bizarre. But of course, Carlin is just like absolutely a wreck.
Yeah.
Sobbing. And
reasonably.
Gil is too. And Carlin gives Gil a little tie that has like an engraving that's like, I'll always be your little girl or something like that.
Yeah, that's what it
Again, just like ownership. Like, I'm not my own person. I was my dad's and now I'm my husband's.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like you can be your dad's child without having to be his little girl.
Yeah, definitely.
As someone who is a female person with a father.
Same.
I feel like I am not my father's little girl. I am still his child, but
yes,
not his
I am his
girl.
child. I'm his daughter. I consider my dad a friend too. I'm his friend.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I'm not a little girl. I'll be 30 in like a few days. So
yeah. I don't know. It was so weird.
Yeah. But we got that out of the way at least, and we're moving on to the ceremony. Everyone looks hot as hell waiting for the ceremony to start. Which
I wrote, everyone looks hot AF.
Yes, they looked miserable. Yeah. So we get Carlin and Gil walking down the steps, which watching that stressed me out, and I would have been so nervous if I were Carlin walking down those steps in my dress and heels. Oh no, honey.
No, it was just like straight up and down cement stairs with like a metal pole in the middle kind of thing. Like,
bizarre.
I would have tumbled like a marshmallow down that.
It would have been bad. It would have not been good. I would have not made it to the end of the aisle, that's for sure. But she does, thankfully.
She does. She made it. It looked like a struggle, but
it did. But she got there. And Evan is already crying as Carlin walks down the aisle.
Yeah.
Of course, Gil gets to do some of his preaching, but he's been told to keep it short and sweet, which I thought was funny. But it's Gil, so.
Did you see when they were all coming down the aisle, the little boys, like Judd and Jeb, I think, they were carrying the "I'm still single" signs. I'm like, oh, cool. Hate this. Again, like, these are like 6-year-olds.
Gross. I hate that.
Yeah, I also hated. So weird.
I also hated in Gil's little like sermon thing. He talks about how Carlin is a fancy teacup. Literally, he literally says like Carlin is a fancy teacup. And that Evan is Superman. I'm not sure where this came from, but it's true.
I don't know. I feel like I need to find a picture of Superman drinking tea out of a teacup.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just so fucking weird.
He said something like Carlin isn't the cup of coffee you throw in your back seat on your way to work. Which, like, first of all, that's gross.
What are you doing?
Second of all, like, let's not like call our child. My child is a cup.
Like, yeah, like maybe don't objectify your daughters.
Let's not. It's she's a person, actually.
Yeah. You could say like, my daughter is a strong and independent and confident woman.
Yes.
Instead of she's a fine teacup.
Also, Evan gets compared to an actual other person, Superman.
Yeah.
But Carlin gets compared to a literal inanimate object.
That's because men are people and humans are
true.
not.
Good
Humans,
point, Jillian.
Women are not.
Humans are not people, but men are.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not the wrongest.
You're not. So then we finally get to the duet. What is there to say about the duet?
I don't know. All I wrote was, oh my god, it's so cringe.
It was so bad. Carlin says she felt like she was standing on the moon.
Which I get.
Yeah, all I have to say is thankfully the piano was like really drowning them out. Like I don't think the microphones were turned up loud enough to combat the piano.
I think there may have been a reason.
Yeah, probably for the best for everyone. Yeah. It was painful to sit through.
Yeah, it was not Sex Pest Josh Duggar bad.
Well, nothing can be because that's Sex Pest Josh Duggar. Yeah. Like that just automatically makes it the worst.
But it wasn't far off.
It wasn't great. That is for sure. Mm-mm. But finally they shut up and we move on. And the priest, it's time for the first kiss, of course. But the priest has to fake them out. And instead of saying, like, you may kiss the bride, he says, let us pray. And everyone laughs. And it's a whole thing. And it's like, okay.
Yeah, and Evan's like, ha ha ha, he does that every time. And Carlin's like, why the fuck didn't you warn me then?
Also, like, that is one of those things that, like, somebody thinks is so funny, so they have to do it every time. But it's like, okay, it was funny the first 2 or 3 times you did it, but, like, all right, it's really not that funny.
No, it's not that funny. And just makes a very, like, awkward time even more awkward. Like,
yeah, thanks. Thanks, dude.
Yeah, I feel like the most awkward part of my wedding was, like, the very end where you have to, like,
oh, yeah, definitely.
And move. Because you're like,
yeah, it's like, what am I supposed to be doing? I'm supposed to be looking at people. There are people staring at me. Oh, God.
Yeah.
But they do kiss, and they don't combust or anything, so that's good. Nope. Then they move on to their reception venue, which is like a little covered area, and they do the cake cutting. And because it's Carlin, she has to be obnoxious with it, and Evan is too, I guess. They match each other in obnoxious cake ways. Perfect
for each other.
Yeah, and they do the smashing and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, and Evan's like, well, she's always smashing stuff into my face. And I'm like, that's called unreleased sexual aggression.
God, that's the truth, though.
It is. She's like smashing ice cream in his face on dates. Yeah, that's because you want to kiss the boy.
Yeah. That's not the only thing I want to smash in his face. You know what I mean?
Dead ass. No.
So then, oh God, we move on to speeches. And Evan's brother, Ethan, gives a little speech. Whitney also gives a speech. And then we get to Aaron.
Oh my God. Aaron.
First of all, I feel like Aaron and Carlin are two of all the Bates siblings. Well, I would say of all the Bates girls. Let's not talk.
Yeah.
Lawson is next level.
Yeah.
They are the two that like crave attention on them the most.
Oh yeah.
At least that's the vibe I get from the show. And so I think that Aaron, even though she like loves Carlin and they're very close and she was like the maid of honor, could not stand that Carlin was getting the attention. And so she's giving this speech, and like, first of all, she's like talking about herself so much in this speech, which the speech is supposed to be about Carlin. She's talking about the kids that she's contributed to the world or whatever. And she says something about 4 kids. And she only has 3. And so everyone's like, wait, what? And she goes, oh, whoops. Oh, yeah, I'm pregnant.
Yeah, like, first of all, I don't know most people who, like, unless you're in, like, the final trimester, who refer to their pregnancy as a full child yet.
Yeah. Well, I guess if anybody would, it would be them. But
yeah, it would be. They're like, once that sperm looks at that egg, it's a child.
Hey, I'll tell you from experience, you should not count your eggs before they're hatched.
Oh.
But yeah, I don't know, like, I don't know that we don't really get a lot of information about like how far along she is or whatever, but like seriously, this is like, you do not announce your pregnancy anywhere at like anybody's event, especially somebody else's wedding. Like
wedding reception, like not even rehearsal.
Yeah. Reception
where you are giving your maid of honor speech.
Yeah. And I don't know if I was just projecting, but it did kind of seem like Carlin was a little annoyed by it, because
I would be.
Like, I think when she like went up to hug Aaron after the speech, she just said something like, oh, you make me laugh. You're so funny. And it wasn't like, oh my God, congratulations, you're having another baby.
Well, and on top of that, her whole speech that wasn't about herself was about how Carlin is going to be the most fertile and have the most children. And like,
bizarre.
We pretty much know that Carlin doesn't want that. Like, she said she wants like 4 kids.
Yeah, she even said, like, I think I saw on the Bates thing that she said that like they just had a baby in like April, that they're like not, which I mean, this could mean nothing, but they said that they're like good on a baby for a while. They don't want another one anytime soon. Well,
I mean, it makes fucking sense, and she's having like seizures and fainting and shit. Like,
no, like pregnancy fucks up your body so much.
And Aaron should fucking know this, because Aaron has the same clotting disorders that Carlin has.
Yeah, and she's like, she's had so many health issues. Like, it's a miracle that she's been able to have babies at all, especially given the COVID stuff that's happened too.
God,
it's like, and I was so annoyed. I'm not a fan of Aaron most of the time, but this like literally brought her down like 3 more pegs in my book. It was it was so petty, and you could tell she was trying to play it off as like, oh, it was a mistake, I didn't mean to do it, but you could tell that like that was the plan, like the whole time was to like end on me announcing my pregnancy.
Yeah. Like, why would you not say something like, oh, you know, congratulations to my sister, she found a really nice guy, blah, 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 blah. No, you're just like, Carlin's gonna fuck a lot and have a lot of babies, and I have too.
And me too.
We're repopulating the earth.
I was so mad that they didn't do like I wanted to see Chad's face so much, because I know Chad was like so embarrassed by this.
Oh yeah. Chad fled the room.
Yeah, but I guess that's why we didn't get a reaction shot, because I really wanted to see what his reaction was, because he's always so like, whenever Aaron does something so extra, he's always like, oh God, here she goes again.
I gotta say this, and this is gonna sound kind of bitchy.
Go for it.
Aaron wants to be perceived as like the wholesome influencer, and like she wants to be perceived as like this wholesome, like, mom can do it all, but actually her husband is that. And she is not.
Yes, for sure. Yes. Yeah, I mean, Chad, I'm sure, has his own fucked up
I'm sure he's a bigoted asshole. But like,
just like outwardly, he gives a very like calm, reasonable, like nice vibe.
Yeah, not like
Aaron
not like
does not.
fake HGTV happy, cute. wholesome vibes or whatever. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Erin's so catty.
She is. She is. It's like her and I think it all stems to like needing to get this attention and like not having gotten that when you were a kid when you really needed that.
I mean, can you imagine being the oldest girl in a family of 19? It's gotta suck too.
No, yeah.
Because your mom's just always pregnant and always having new babies that she has to take care of over you every single time.
Ugh. God, no thanks. Nobody in that lineup has a good. Maybe the youngest have it the best, but even then, I don't even know.
It's like they have to like fight for their old ass parents.
Yeah,
to they don't pay attention to them and hang out with them because they're too tired. Like, which is fine, but like.
Nobody wins when you have 19 children. Let's just be honest.
No, I think it might actually be actively harmful to have 19 children.
Wow. Hot takes. Hot takes on this episode.
I'm sizzling in my skillet pan.
You are your skillet pan. Is it a pot or is it a pan?
Or is it a skillet?
Or is it a cookie sheet?
It's a skillet. I just love how she's like, I don't know how to cook. And Evan's like, yeah, I really like cooking. I'll teach you how. And she's like, it's a skillet. You're like, okay.
Great. So then the last part of the wedding, of course, we've talked about it so much leading up to this. Yep. It's time to do the dancing. It's time to dance.
Time to daddy-daughter dance it up.
Well, first they do, Evan and Carlin do their dance.
So sorry.
No, you should be, Jillian. How dare you mess this up?
I didn't even care about the Evan and Carlin dance. Let's be real.
Yes, I know. But Lawson is playing, and yeah, it's a whole thing. They make it so through. Bad. It's bad, but they do make it through. Nobody falls or dies or anything, which is good. And so then it's time for daddy-daughter dance. And I'm not sure which of those songs that you listed a few weeks ago they played, but it was definitely one of those. It was like a country, like, my little girl's growing up.
My child is now your wife. She's not a person, but she's my little girl.
She's a teacup.
She's a fucking teacup. Now don't break her with your Superman dick.
Ew.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I am in a mood today.
You are, and I love it. Yeah, I don't even know what to say about the daddy-daughter dance. Carlin cries like the whole time. It's like a whole thing for her.
And her dress is too long to dance in. Like, there's a reason that when, like, ballroom dancers have, like, ankle-length dresses. Because you'll step on that shit.
Also, like, if you do have a big dress like this and you plan to do a dance, they typically tell you to practice the dance with the dress on so that you can kind of get a feel for like where your legs need to go. And they clearly did not think about that at all.
No, I doubt they ever did another dance after the two.
Yeah, I'm sure that it was just the ones that were on TV. Like they kind of made it seem like they'd been doing dance lessons, but like it was just the ones that they did on TV. I'm positive.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, because it was like 2 weeks ago, so how many can you really fit in?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, unless you're going like twice a day, which that's not the bait style, nor mine, God. So. But yeah, finally she's married. It happened. Yep. Nobody died. It didn't rain, even though everyone was talking about how it was going to rain.
Yep. I know Lawson had to get in a couple more, like, I thought this was going to be terrible, but it turned out to be pretty nice. And it's like, yep, the confidence that you men have in women is really great.
It's really, it's
heartening.
It's inspiring. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
They fucking roll out of this wedding in a green Mustang. I just had to say, like, if you wanted an elegant send-off, a green Mustang is not it, honey. Not even I was going to say,
nothing says elegant quite like a green Mustang.
Yeah, like, rent one of those old vintagey cars or something. I'm sure lots of people in Tennessee have those old cars.
Or even like a limo or something. Or like anything like that. Anything would be better than a green Mustang, except maybe like a tractor or something, but you know.
I mean, I would probably respect a tractor more.
Yeah, I mean, it does fit. They're in Tennessee, so there's definitely more tractors than green Mustangs in Tennessee.
Yeah, but I guess a tractor is less elegant, so.
Yeah.
Fine. But there's elegance in the machinery.
That's true. It's beautiful.
But yeah, no, I don't really have anything else to say other than this was literally the longest season I have ever been through. Even though we had a break, it was still like 30 episodes.
It was so long. We did like, I think this is like our 6th or 7th episode on season 8. Yeah. So yeah, it's taken us quite a bit to get through it, but we've done it. We have done it, friends.
And then we only have one more season left, and we have Plaths to catch up on.
Yes, we do. I think that will probably be our next episode. We'll probably be working on the new season of the Plaths because I haven't watched any of it, but I'm like dying to know what's going on.
I know. I've been seeing the headlines because
Yes.
Kim and Barry are separated.
I'm dying. So next week we will be covering what season is this? Season 4, maybe?
4, I think
of Plath. Whatever's out. I don't know how many episodes are out yet. We will be starting on that at least. And if you have anything that you wanted to say about this episode or any of our other episodes, if you have any suggestions for things you'd like to see us cover in the future, you can send us an email at tvliterate@gmail.com.
And if you want to find us anywhere on the internet, we are at TV Literate. We are at Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, pretty much anywhere you can think of. If you have something that you want to send us or share with us, we love hearing from you guys. Every little like new factoid that you tell us about the Bates, we're just like, and we love it.
We do. Keep it coming.
Keep doing what you're doing. We love you guys. And,
we do.
If you want to help us with our podcasting expenses, we have a Ko-fi at ko-fi.com/TV Literate.
Yes, we would appreciate any donations there. And if you have a moment and would like to leave us a review, we would also appreciate that. And we will see you guys very soon for another episode. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.